would like to get started. I don't like starting late on things, but anyway, we just want to welcome you all here tonight. We appreciate you being here, being interested in this, and coming to give us your input. And I know what a hectic time of year this is, because I know I have 12,000 things to be doing at home. And, but we really appreciate you taking your time to come here. We would have done this at a different time, but we're under kind of a time restriction. We would like to get started. I don't like starting late on things, but anyway, we just want to welcome you all here tonight. We appreciate you being here, being interested in this, and coming to give us your input. And I know what a hectic time of year this is, because I know I have 12,000 things to be doing at home. And, but we really appreciate you taking your time to come here. We would have done this at a different time, but we're under kind of a time constraint with our CDBG grant money. And so that's why we decided to hold this public forum tonight. And you've got an agenda before you, which I didn't pick, but anyway. First off, we're going to start off with the purpose and the mission of the Community Resource Center. And then we'll try and bring out an understanding of what services are provided and who's being served, and explain how the operations are funded, discuss the future plans of the Community Resource Center, and then we want to have a question and answer, discussion, suggestions, whatever. We want your input on the things that we're going to cover. I'll just start with a little background. Relief Services and the Food Bank share the same facility, but they are two completely different operations. And they share some of the people that volunteer and work back and forth between the two of them. Since the county opened the Community Resource Center, we've shared space with the HEAT program, outreach for DWS programs and veteran programs, Army recruiters, the Youth Employment Services, Operation Christmas, Volunteers of America. And that has really given us a collaboration between all these different resources and entities that provide services and resources to our community. And it's been good information for us and good programs that we are now aware of that are available. Not a lot of them still aren't there, but their programs and stuff are still available. And I had a root canal yesterday, and my mouth is so dry that it's just terrible. So you have to forgive me. I don't know if it's the pain pill or the antibiotic, but anyway. In 2005, we organized what we called a needs summit. We invited all the government, the civic, community leaders, all the church leaders, service organizations, youth organizations, AP&P, the Sheriff's Department, everybody we could think of. We got together and started identifying the unmet needs of our community. And we filled several whiteboards with unmet needs. But anyway, then we formed a board and hired a relief service coordinator, which is Karen. And it was working so well, and we were getting such good feedback on the gap that it was filling in our community. And we provided like a one-stop source for resources that were available, instead of people being sent from place to place for each separate different thing. But we had the information there. They could sit down with the caseworker, not right off the bat, but could sit down and do that. In 2007, we received CDBG, that's Community Development Block Grant money, to acquire property to house our relief services. We obtained that grant and we purchased the building that we are in now and moved in there in 2008. And at the same time, we became aware that the food bank was losing their facility where they were housed. And so we offered them space in the back of the building, and it's been a very good move for them. They have 4 times the space, which they filled every inch of it. And at that time, the food bank was under the Salt Lake Community Action Program. You probably heard it referred to as Salt Lake TAP. And after a while, we recognized that we felt we could better serve the people that use the food bank by running it locally, so we decided to take over that. And also that meant that all the donations and all the grant money stayed right here locally. It didn't have to go somewhere else and then be redistributed. By co-locating the relief service in the food bank, we've been able to achieve kind of a clearinghouse for the community resources, where people can come and find out what's available and what alternatives they have when they're in crisis and they need help of all different kinds. Some of those partners that we've worked with are Valley Mental Health, the Tooele County Housing Authority, and real closely with the school district. And I would like to turn some time over to them right now. First, we'll hear from Alex Gonzalez, who's the director of Valley Mental Health in Tooele, and then from Lori Hemsley, who is the Tooele County School District Homeless Liaison, and then from Deanne Christiansen, who is the Tooele County Director of the Tooele County Housing Authority. After that, we'll hear from Lori and Karen, and they'll give you some information on the purpose and the mission of the food bank and relief services. And Karen will also explain who's being served, what services are provided, and how the operations are funded, and the future plans for the Community Resource Center. She'll also talk a little bit about the CDBG grant. And then Commissioner Jerry Hurst will also talk about the CDBG grant because he sits on the ranking and rating committee for